Hi everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady, and today I woke up in absolute gardening paradise. I stayed the night last night with my dearest friend and super talented garden designer, Barbara Katz, who works in the Washington, D.C. area, and I thought it would be fun to just take you on a quick stroll of this incredible plant-packed oasis. So I hope that you'll enjoy this tour. Barbara is one of those unique designers that is an incredible plants woman. She makes great design choices as a result of her love and adoration of the plant material. And here you can see she's taking full advantage of the north side of the property, growing lots of shade-loving things like tricertis and hostas, yellow twig dogwoods, ferns. And as we enter into the backyard, you would never know that you're just a few miles outside of Washington, D.C., in the heart of Bethesda, Maryland. Unfortunately, a lot of the older houses are being torn down and giant McMansions are being put in, which of course impact water flow. As a result of a massive flood, she's designed this beautiful water basin to help divert a huge amount of water that ultimately flows from the property that's adjacent above the hill. You can see her plant choices are very perennial focused. She just has such an incredible eye for color combinations and texture. I'm always so inspired whenever I have the opportunity to visit, and seeing the garden right now in September is just an absolutely magical experience. To see how much impact, groupings of plants like all these sedums together when they're in full bloom, what they offer. This water feature she designed actually for the original homeowners that she and her husband Howard were able to buy the house from. He's a really talented architect and actually did do the design and renovation of the home many, many years ago. This is my all-time favorite waterfall. You can see happy fish, beautiful water lilies. If only every yard was inspired like this. As we come to the upper terrace, you can see wonderful little spots to sit and enjoy the garden. Pathways that go all the way up to the property border, and my favorite spot of all, this amazing gazebo tucked into the upper corner. I really appreciate how the ajuga has naturalized, making this stone outcropping seem like it's always been here. And so many times water features feel contrived. This is one that actually seems like it was meant to be, and it does facilitate an important amount of water that rushes off of this steep hill. Of course, the view from up here is pretty spectacular, and they're avid birders. They have a ton of yellow finches and woodpeckers come and visit the garden, taking full advantage of this magical ecosystem that they've created here in one of the busiest cities in all of America. It just shows you the power of gardening and how it can transport you no matter where you are. One of Howard's passions is collecting and creating beautiful succulent combinations, something that a love that I share with him. And I'm always so impressed with his succulent containers And actually I use a lot of pictures of his creations in my succulents presentations because I think he is one of the very best and he has an incredible collection. Well, I have major hydrangea envy. For some reason, my hydrangea arborescens never look this good this late in the season. Usually the flowers are all burnt up and these just look spectacular. I love the combination with that aster and this salvia. And there's just so many different plants packed in here, really making it such a dynamic collection. It stops abruptly. Unfortunately, the neighbor house was torn down and now another McMansion is being constructed. But this garden certainly exemplifies what suburban and even urban gardens could look like. And that's truly why Barbara is one of the most talented and sought after landscape designers in the DC area. We were talking this morning about the abrupt change that occurred on this side of the property when that house was torn down, all of the screening plants were removed, and Barbara's done a great job of getting things adapted. You can see something like a Japanese maple doesn't necessarily love this much exposure, but it's getting acclimated to its new reality. And unfortunately, that's just one of the things you have to deal with when you have neighbors. Yep, they've been living with a lot of construction for a number of years, unfortunately. But as we come into the front garden, you can see every square inch is planted, colorful, inspiring combinations. It's definitely my favorite place to wake up anytime I visit the DC area. And I hope that you have enjoyed this quick garden tour of my dear friend Barbara Katz's garden. As always, thanks so much for watching. Happy gardening, everybody.